Okay. Okay. Welcome to the fifth chapter meeting of the online Toastmaster Club. That is the second session of after the charter. What made tonight a meeting a special one? Because I am going to introduce a speech or evaluation of table topic. Project evaluation. Reason number one is sometimes the first evaluator may not get on the point. So a second evaluator will help you to improve that.
Okay.
Third reason is we always did not make it for the project because we never read the project objective. We always prepare according to what we feel. This is a testing ground for everyone to practice speaking using project objective, body language, and any area of improvement. We are not here to pull you down. If you never do well in your project speech, I would recommend that you redo your project speech again because everyone have a second chance. And everyone, in Toastmasters, you are given many chances. But when you are up in the workforce, you are only have one chance to go. Thank you. Over back to me. I'm the Toastmaster of the EP. Okay. Before I start the meeting, can I have a round? Okay, I introduce something called, actually, round robin is similar to SA in the club meeting. We call it, Miss, you have to introduce yourself, where you are from, why are you here today? Okay, can I have your first speaker, Jennifer?
Hi, Jennifer. Belong to the physical community advanced Toastmasters club. The first time I knew about the online club was through Willie. He actually spoke about it and he told me if I would like to join. I told him that it was very new. I joined Toastmasters only 1st of August this year. Through the journey, so thought that perhaps I may not be free to attend any physical class. It's good for me to attend. It's my first time attending the online class, and I'm still at least how to get on this online class.
Your line is breaking.
Yeah.
Your line is breaking, Jennifer. Speak again. Try again.
Oh, you need to speak up. Your line is, there's a lot of echo. That means it's breaking up.
Thing, is it?
Yeah.
Yep, your sound is like, can't really hear the full sentence. It starts breaking up.
Okay, what about now? Okay,
Yep.
It's okay?
Yep. Yes.
Jennifer, I belong to a physical called Linky Advanced. The first time I heard about online club was through Willie. I actually joined the club only August. Yeah, so I'm new master's journey. Joining the online club, something different for me because it may still give me a chance to not try today night time I'm attending and how to get through to this online meeting, but it seems to be quite difficult.
Okay. Okay. Let us go to the second speaker. Angela, can you introduce yourself?
Yes,
Talk about which club you are from and what made you come online today.
I'm the president of Bradle Heights Advanced, which is one of 4 clubs at that community centre. And I'm also an area director, so I have to give speeches at all the 6 clubs in my area. But my main purpose is to practice the speechcraft, which I will be helping with at my next meeting on Wednesday, December the 4th. I hope those of you who are free will come along. So we hope to have lots of new people who will be practicing right from the start how to give a speech.
Okay, thank you, Angela. The next speaker is Shan. Your name, your club, and why are you here tonight?
Where am I? Okay. Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Shan. I'm a trainee from 2 clubs, Toa Payoh South as well as Astro at Radimas in Singapore. And today I'll be your table topic master as well as a speaker. So hopefully we'll have some fun with table topics later.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Andrew.
Good evening, Singapore. And my name is Henrik, and I belong to Ablaze Online Toastmaster Club, but I will be a member of 1 physical club more than maybe one or 2 online clubs. Today I will hold a speech about thinking a little bit positive, and this is why I'm here. And I have been here for 4 times now, and I really like it. And I hope to see you better again. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, over to you, Jared. First, introduce your name, your club, and why made you come online.
Yeah. Sure. Everyone can hear me. My name is Garen. So I'm from Toastmasters Club of Singapore. I'm a member there. And I heard of this online Toastmasters from Alicia Chia. So I met her last week and she recommended me. So I contacted Willie. So I'm excited this is the first time speaking in front of camera and deliver a speech. So it's an exciting experience for me. So looking forward to that. Nice meeting everyone.
Okay, thank you. Okay, over to you, Jerry. Introduce your name, your club, and why are you here?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jerry Lim from ACCA Singapore Toastmasters Club. Currently, I'm curious to hear about this Singapore online club and try out the experience first time.
Okay, thank you. Let us go to the next speaker, Kim. Can you introduce yourself, your club, and why are you here tonight?
Hi, my name is Kim. I'm from Singapore, Hong Kong Toastmasters Club. Currently, I'm the president this year. The reason why I've joined the club is because I've heard from Willie to give him the support and to learn from all of you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And let us go to the first program. That's the table topic. Let me hand the program to the table topic master. Okay, there's one more thing I will say. Whoever Shasha or myself highlight you, you will have to do your table topic. Let's do it differently this time. Over back to you, Shasha.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So give me a moment. Where is my table topics? Okay, everybody can see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Where did it go? Okay, this is the table topic segment. And this will be the timing. So timer, Willie, take note of that. And today, Okay, because I'm thinking, how many of you have seen Frozen 2 already?
Pardon?
Frozen, the movie.
Yeah.
Frozen
No,
number
not
2
yet.
is out. All right, so today is basically quotes from Disney movies. Okay, so 1 to 20. We shall now turn the spotlight to... Really, you decide. Whoever
Hendrik.
is... Hendrik, okay.
Okay.
Hendrik, please spotlight.
I take number 17.
Number 17. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. This is a quote by Walt Disney himself.
It's kind of fun to do the impossible. Yes, of course. Actually, I have been thinking a lot of years about having a time machine. Is that impossible or not impossible? Think of yourself going back in the time, change your birth, change your money, everything's historical. How would the world be? And if it's possible, if not impossible, where is the time? Is it up there? Is it down there? Or where is it? Scientists has tried to understand that, what time is it going like around in band or something like that. But how it must be impossible of deep bonus. But actually, it must be very, very funny to do things like that for dreaming of a time machine. I must be crazy to think about time machine, but every movie I see, Back to the Future and Time Cop and everything, I just love those time, because it's a kind of fun to do the impossible. That's what I like it mostly. Mr. Toastmaster, thank you very much.
All right. That is interesting because time machine, yep, like one said, it's kind of fun, and time machine is one of these. Probably we can't recover time, so time machine might do that. Why not? Hendrik might discover the thing later. Okay, next person. We shall turn the spotlight to Garen. Hold on. Yep.
I'll go topic 5.
Topic 5. Sometimes the right path is not the easiest one. This is a quote from the character Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas movie.
All right. So do you agree with me that our life, what happens in the future, depends on what decisions we are making today? So whatever we face or we are going to face in the future highly depends on actions you are taking today. So for example, at my age around 20 something, almost 30, things change. I would say sometimes I'm asking whether I should follow the norm, which is to my career, get a girlfriend, settle down as a family, and etc. This is a path that everyone is following. But however, I'm also asking myself, is this the right path? Is this something that I want to work for a company, to really climb up the career ladder and just live like some others' life? But however, I'm telling myself that sometimes maybe I want to do something different. I want to have my own business. I want to do something interesting. Perhaps a public speaking coach can be something that I want to try in the future. However, when we are doing something different, then people may think this is not the right path, or this is not like the usual path that the person is going to take. So I would say the right path is very personal. It may be the right path to me, it may not be the right path to others. However, going through the path that I have chosen is definitely not easy, because I need to have my own determination, I have my own ideas and perseverance to go through it. So I would totally agree that sometimes the right path is not the easiest one. Back to you. Thank you.
That is great, because life takes a different direction and we try to follow most of the time. All right, next up, we shall have Jennifer.
Me.
All right, Jennifer, can I have your number? Sorry? Jennifer, you need to come closer to the screen because you're breaking out also.
Yeah, 9. 9.
Number 9. All right, let's go for number 9. Number 9 is from a quote from Frozen. Love is putting someone else's needs before yours. All right, if you're ready.
Someone else.
Can't hear.
Cannot hear you, Jennifer. You need to come closer to your computer.
Okay. Love is putting someone else's needs yours. Very true. If you love someone, you will definitely want to give somebody the attention. So you have things that are more important to do. For example, if I were to talk about my late husband, he was sick. The caregiver, and it was very difficult. Because I was caring for him at home, I had to do a lot of things for him. For example, to cook, give him the breakfast. Because I love him a lot. Actually, for him first, often all about my very own meals. One night, Anne said, "Mommy, have you had your dinner?" It's already midnight. I haven't even had one meal because I forgot to eat out being hungry. That's because love that I have for him, and that's why I forgot about my hunger. Is therefore someone else needs before mine. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so let's go back and let's go for Angela.
Hello.
Ready for the next topic?
Yes.
Number, please.
Do you have 8?
All right, number 8. All right, this is a quote from Mary Poppins, from the Mary Poppins movie. In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun.
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun.
Yes, that is a table topic.
Certainly there's an element of fun. The element of fun usually comes from the people or the discovery of something new. I've this week found a lot of fun out of translating Chinese, and I have something that's broken. So I went on to Wikipedia and looked up the Japanese way of mending things. And they have a system whereby if a pot or a vase or a bowl is broken, they mend it and they put gold into it. And when I read up about this, I found it started hundreds of years ago when there was a Japanese emperor and his court, and he had a bowl that was broken and he sent it to be repaired. And of course, nowadays you might think, oh, it can't be repaired, but he was an emperor. And if he said it was going to be repaired, it was going to be repaired. So the people who repaired it decided that they would repair it with staples. And this is very ugly, but he was so pleased to have his pot back. He was very happy with the staples. And then the next dynasty, they wanted something much grander. So they mixed sparkles and gold in with the sealant. And that became a whole system, and so that the item was more beautiful when it was repaired than it was in the first place. So I'm looking around at all the broken things in my home and thinking what fun it would be to put them together and put little gold streaks around all the cracks. And then if somebody says, oh, what's this about? Oh, well, you see, the Japanese emperor did this. And it saves wastage, doesn't it? It's the modern idea is that nothing should be wasted, but this idea goes back a long way. So that was the fun I had. So that even if things are broken, you can have fun out of repairing them. And I think this is symbolic of all sorts of other things in life. You start off with something broken and then you repair it. And the fun is of getting the repair finally. whatever it is that you've broken, whether it's your health or a pot. Thank you.
Okay, the next person it will be Jerry.
Can I choose a table topic?
Yes.
I click table topic 19. Wow. Good evening, everyone. When I saw this table topic, it comes to my mind is how do you want to govern your own fate and how it lives within us? To cite an example, 9 years ago, I was sitting in a desk-bound job, doing a mundane task, under the breath of a boss that I do not like, and also under a subordinate and I also do not like to see. Hence, I joined Toastmasters to go out and find a different world. From here, I know that what is Toastmasters and also organize my time to go out to attend evening chapter meetings, not merely just go back work and then go back home. After a while, I understand what is Toastmasters, and when the final point with my boss finally breaks, I make up the decision to quit on the spot. Of course, for personal reasons. Now, my fate is just that I do my work at home. I do not need to see a boss anymore. Hence, I am now brave enough to see what lies outside the mundane world of the corporate world itself. I do not need to see a hateful boss. I also can attend Toastmasters. Now, I even can attend online Toastmasters. Hence, our fate lies within us, and we have to be brave enough to see it. It resonates with me. It's just the same as says, try to do something different. Don't follow the normal crowd of all the other people. Back to you, table topic master.
All right, thank you. Now, yep, it's true. We have a lot of things and we have our fate lies in our own hands. All right, can we have Kim? Are you there?
Yep.
All right, table
Okay.
topics.
Let's go with 1.
Number 1, okay. Number 1, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. This is by Walt Disney himself.
I love this quote. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. And I strongly believe in this. Just recently, I just joined a hackathon at over 40 years old. When I went for the prelim, all of them are very young and young students from universities, and I felt really out of place. But I believe that we should continue to learn regardless of our age, and we should have the courage to pursue what we felt like. So at my point, this juncture where I've gone through a number of years of mundane work, corporate work, I decided to give it a try. The hackathon has always been my dream, something innovative, something to give myself a new challenge. So I took on that challenge, and it was a challenging 2 months for me, where I have to go through the presentation as well as the pitching. And thanks to Toastmasters of many years of with Toastmasters Club, I'm blessed that I was able to stand up in front of the stage and present in front of 200 professionals.
Wow.
And my team came in second. So I do believe that if we have a dream, it can come true, and if we have the courage to pursue them. So I urge every of you here to pursue your dreams. Thank you.
All right, great. Next, can we have John? John, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I need your number.
I'll go for table topic 6.
Table topic 6. This is a quote from Piglet from the Winnie the Pooh movie. The things that make me different are the things that make me.
Okay. The thing that makes me different are the things that make me. The things that make me different are simplicity and humility. And that's what makes me. I take a lot of pride in being simple and humble, and at the same time sticking to my moral values. It does not deter me, even if I have a crowd which is surrounded by people who don't believe in these values. It's just that I feel that it's important to be simple and humble if you want to stand out in life and if you want to make a difference in the world. And that's what defines me, is simplicity and humility. I have a number of stories to share for that, especially when I go overseas in small villages in India. People really admire the very fact that although I've lived in many developed countries, still, I go there and people admire my simplicity and humility, and that I haven't given up those things in life. So I guess what makes me very different is just my simplicity and humility. And that's what actually makes me unique. Thank you.
Alrighty. Give me a moment, let me see. Okay. Next we can have Alicia. Table topics.
Yes.
Question. Wait, hold on. How come it's not ready? Okay, next number.
Let me pick table topic 4.
Table topic 4. This is from the movie Ratatouille from Gaston. If you focus on what you left behind, you will never be able to see what lies ahead. Owie. Sorry.
All right, a very good evening to club president, members and guests. The topic I've been given today is, if you focus on what you left behind, you will never be able to see what lies ahead. I totally agree. When you look behind, you're actually looking at your past. And so let's say if you are keep focusing on your past and you let your past imprison you, how can you look ahead? It's just similar to when you're driving a car. You want to reverse, you look behind. But if you keep looking back, how are you going to drive forward? You can't be reversing all the time. So the past is also, looking backwards is also good. So you get a sense of what's happening behind. But in order to move forward, you need to turn back. Otherwise, you'll get into an accident, isn't it? In life, it's just like driving a car. Everything is in balance. In fact, I don't quite like to look backwards all the time. For me, I think I'm a misnomer. I always like to look forward, and I'm always excited by what the future holds for me. So for everyone out there, you can look back. The past will teach you things to help you focus forward. But keep focusing backwards will imprison you and you'll never move forward. Back to you, table topic master.
All right, thank you. We have, shall we get Willie?
No, not for me.
Okay, I think we have covered everybody already, sir. Let me see. Yep, Henry has gone in. Jennifer came, orders. Yep. So you are the last one if you want to. Haha.
No.
Okay, then that concludes table topics. Can we have the voting? I'll stop sharing so we can have the voting ready.
Give me a second. Let me try to get the voting ready.
Wow, Angela's typing is 2 minutes.
How do you do it?
Sorry?
Do you vote?
All right, hold on. We'll share the screen of the voting. Just give Willie some time to put it up. Then you just click on the number. Okay, just give him a while. Everybody qualifies. Yep. Okay, before Willie put up, let me read out the timing. Angela is 2 minutes 25. Hendrik is 1 minute 05. Jennifer 1 minute 45. Garen 1 minute 55. Jerry is 1 minute 56. Kim is 1 minute 27. Joan 1 minute 25. Alicia 2 minutes 11. So these are your timings. I'll just give Willie some time to put it up. All right. Give us a moment. Oh, Willie, are you okay?
No, yeah. So. Give me
Okay.
1 few more seconds.
Okay. Can I just ask Jerry and Jennifer? Jerry, just go first. How do you feel about the settings of the table topics like that? Jerry?
Yes, it is very well crafted for your table topics, especially when you are using the movies, Ratatouille,
Mm-hmm.
and of course using the other movies like the Mary Poppins. This
Great.
shows that the Shanshan, you are an avid moviegoer.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
All right. Okay. Now look at that and just click on the name, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
done.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So Kim is the best table topic.
Yes. Judging. Hold on. Has all been voted yet? Has all voted yet?
Okay, never mind. Try it again. Try again. I think I accidentally pressed something.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please click on the names again and do the voting again. Thank you.
No more tie today.
Trevor, I need your help. I can't get the screen.
Sorry?
I'm
No more
supposed to be
tiebreaker.
waiting, and I've
You brought this up to him. You've blocked
Yes.
it.
Okay, 7 of 8.
One more. I cannot vote. Who is not voting? Who is not voting? One more.
Okay, a few seconds more. Ow. Okay.
Yo, no tiebreaker again.
meeting.
Sorry?
No tiebreaker.
Have Garen and Kim.
Have. Sorry, have.
Have Garen and Kim. They have a tiebreakers. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
So-
never mind. Any more before I hit end? Okay, the result is up.
All right. Judging by the results, yes. Okay.
So,
Break
okay.
time.
Now is 9:44 p.m. We come back at 10 o'clock. For the benefit of everyone, we come back at 10 o'clock. I will post the Let's wait for the eventer to come in now. Let us wait for addition to come in for. Let us wait for a few more minutes. There. Oh, okay. Okay. Let us come. Okay, yes. Quick second.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm eating.
I need to check something before I start the meeting.
Okay, I'm just curious about the evaluation part. Will you just check the WhatsApp?
Okay. Let us. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Welcome back. Enough toilet break, or you need another half an hour of toilet break. Okay, name is
Club were two district champion the first year from that club. And that was very impressive. The second club I still are on the mood on. For different reasons. I will tell you that in another speech. But now, ladies and gentlemen and guests, now it's up to you. It's your turn. Your turn to fulfill your dreams. Your turn to do something you really want. You can make miracles. You can make history. What's stopping you? Do your own thoughts. At least you're here for one reason. You like to speak. You might be afraid to speak. And you might become experienced leader instead. And you're probably doing a great improvement. So why doubting of yourself to be a great speaker or a great leader? You are here in Toastmasters to improve, or we are here to help you to improve. So please, just go for it. If you have a dream, no one can take it away from you. But you must have a dream and you have to believe in it. And believe in your thoughts when you have a goal. Don't measure to fulfill it. Once upon a time, myself, I was taking a driver's license. And I take 150 driver's lessons. How could anyone take 150 driver's lessons? I have it for 2 years and 1 day to practice. That's what it took me to have a driver's license. I gave up 3 times, but sometimes in my heart said, don't give up, fight. And it was even worse. I was born 1967. And it was totally a shame for me when people born 1969 was having a driver's license before me. I even got in court for someone teasing me much about it. But I made it. I really made it. And not only that, I become a professional driver too, driving limousine, buses, ambulance, and taxis. I never give up. I was and I am stubborn, and I still have a vision that I will fulfill my dreams, what matter time is taking, because time is the worst enemy you have. Just begin to see your dreams as goals. Instead of just speaking as a speaker club, go for world championship. If you get at least the last person in the district final, you have made your dream. You have made a good speaker. You have proved it. And you can learn from your own mistakes and listen to how others are speaking good and learn from it. No one can take that away, learn from it. Education is a very good thing in Toastmasters because you learn from others. You learn how they speak. You learn how to listen. You learn how to take time. You learn the elevators and grammar and a hack. You learn about having a good speech and that. The second story I will tell you, I was having a very tough time in my life. My bills were higher than my income. And I decided to do something about it and fight for it. I decided 3 things in my life. I should have a job. I should have an own firm. I like to have a girlfriend. I was so single. I need someone in my life. I would like to have political influence. I like to be where they decide things. That was my goal. And it all should be done in 1st of October, 2006. The years passing by, and the day came. How are we going to how I'm going to feel it. The day was 28th of September. I had a job where I liked to. I had a girlfriend. We are still together. I had a job where I had no political influence. And that's when I said to myself, oh my God, I failed. I really, really failed. I'm a loser. What should I do? I locked in my room and feel totally loser. But 2 days later came a letter from the government. I was elected as a replacement on the area, on the region parliament. I made my goal. I was so proud of myself after that. Owner Toastmaster, I think you are all unique. You have talent. Some of you here in the club really inspire me to become a better Toastmaster and counting. And of course,
Great.
count to what I'm doing. So thank you very much. If you want to become something, the last thing I will take you is a little speech. It's not what Toastmasters can do for you. It's what you can do for Toastmasters. It's not what Toastmasters can do for you. It's what you can do for Toastmasters. With Toastmasters members on a guest.
Okay, thank you, Andrew, for the inspiring speech. Let us go to the next speaker, Sunshine. Sunshine. She's speaking why exercise is important. The speaker, the project is creating effective visual aid for pathway and daily humor. Present a speech topic that lends itself well to using visual aids. Create at least one but no more than 3 visual aids to enhance the presentation. Okay, the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Sunshine, something about Sunshine. Trevor is special and professional. She joined Toastmasters to conquer the fear of public speaking. Over to you, Sunshine. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. The
Yes.
time is me.
Okay. So that means I'll look at your timer.
Yeah.
All right. Before I go on, let me share my screen again. And here we go. Now, how many of you have ever dreamt of going to the beach, trying to see, imagine yourself on the beach now. Imagine you're on the beach. The moment you take off your shirt, all eyes are on you. 1, in envy. 2, they either look at you or they turn away. Which one do you prefer? They look at you in envy or they turn away from you? That is the reason why exercise is important. And one of the exercises you can do in the comfort of your home is plank. Now, how many of you has actually done planking before without falling flat on the ground? How many of you have ever tried doing planking and yet you fall flat on the ground and gave up and not to try again? Now, what is planking? Plank by itself is actually a piece of wood, a very stiff wood, a plank of wood. That's the reason why you are planking, because you are the wood that is need to be sharpened into a healthy shape and healthy body. Why is planking and why is it? Now, as you can see, these are the core muscles here. So what planking does is actually to really exercise these parts of the muscles and give you the six packs that you dream of. So how many people wants a six pack that everybody will envy? That is the thing. Time to think, food for thought, and to digest it. Okay, what are the benefits? A toned body, like I mentioned, improve postures and balance. In a way, it improves how you sit, how you balance, and how you really stand straight. And you can sit straight for a long time, because sometimes you tend to slouch back, and sometimes you tend to, if very conscious of yourself, you sit up straight again. Improves mood. It also, once you improve mood, it actually improves your mental health as well. Now, toned body. Like I mentioned, where we go back to that slide, it builds the inner core, the abdominal muscles that gives you the toned body. So when the abdominal muscles become stronger, it leads to improved postures and balance. All right, so when you balance, it works your muscles, the chest, the back, the shoulders, the abs. Because sometimes when you sit straight for a long time, you tend to slouch back. And then unconsciously you sit up straight again. Because when you arch your back or slouch, your back hurts. And you tend to sit straight. So after a while, your back hurts again and you slouch again. So the planking improves the postures as well as the balance. Now, once it improves the mood, because you are lying flat on the ground, you're flat on the ground, and it helps you to stretch and relax the tense muscles that you keep on sitting. Because some of us, frankly speaking, we spend literally 10 hours in a chair. How many of you agrees that we can spend about 24 hours in a chair and just literally in a chair, staring at the computer, watching on your phone, Netflix, whichever things you're doing? Or like me, 3 things at once. My tab is running, my phone is running, my laptop is running as well. And we can literally spend 10 hours on a chair, not counting the office settings, not counting your work during the office as well. Now, here is a slide video on how to plank. Hopefully you all can see the video. I am not sure whether it works. Can you all see the video? Okay, let me get the volume. Wait. All right, so planking, this is the actual position that you can plank on. Once you start this position, this is how you plank. Right? This is where the muscles, you see the muscles here? Okay. Then from there, you work. Because you try not to think of anything else. Just concentrate on your plank. Because once it's done, if you lose concentration, you'll fall flat onto the ground. Right? So just take note of that. And if you can, try to do it for 10 seconds. Slowly you move up to 15, 30 seconds. From there, you try if you can see 1 minute of your planking as well. So this is how you do. Do not arch your back. This is very dangerous here. You have to keep your body straight all the way. Do not do this position as well. It's keeping this position. Right, so these are the few positions that you can do. And these are the repeats that you can do as well. 15 seconds, starting from 10, 15, 30, then you go up to 1 minute. Right, so this is how you actually done the planking, and these are the exercise you can do. Side squats and all that. Okay. Now, once you have done planking, you improve your moods, and you can do it while you're watching the TV, watching Netflix, while doing anything else. So here's my conclusion: is that benefit of planking, it gives you the toned body, it improves the postures and balance, improves the mood, and that is why exercise is important. Exercise of planking improves your mental health as well. And I conclude with a quote from Jim Rohn. Take care of your body, it's the only place you have to live. Thank you. Back to you, Willie.
Okay, thank you, Sasha. Okay, Give me a minute. Okay. The next speaker will be Gareth T. He's for Toastmaster Club of Singapore, and he's speaking for Speaking to Inform One, Project 1. The speech to inform is 5 to 7 minutes. The objective of the speech is select new and useful information, organized and easy to understand and retention. Motivate the audience to learn. Gareth is a 4 years old, is a Toastmaster of 4 years old who is working hard to be a distinguished Toastmaster. Over to Gareth.
Oh, I've posted my photo of the competition, the humorous speech contest last week. And guess how many likes I received? Oh, every second and every minute, I look at my phone just to know how many likes I received on the photos. May I ask how many of you experience such excitement to know how many likes you receive of your photos or your posts on social media? Yes. Thank you so much for your answer. Good evening once again. My name is Garen, and I'm glad to be here in Online Toastmasters to share with you how to be likable on social media. So I believe most of you have social media accounts, for example, Facebook, Instagram. And nearer to a younger generation, you may like to use Snapchat. Nowadays, we receive news, we connect with our friends, we get to know new friends through social media. And undeniable, social media has become an important part of our life. And therefore, sometimes we get too much attached to social media, and there becomes a social media addiction. And since we are all addicted, why not we get the most out of it? And that's the reason why I think we should learn how to gain more likes or more views on our social media. Today, I'm going to share 3 simple steps to get more likes of your photos and your posts. First of all, we look at C, content. As we understand, when we look at our Facebook or Instagram, those pretty ladies or handsome men, they always have the most likes. Well, sometimes we envy those celebrities or those famous people to get such amount of likes, even count to thousands, 100,000s or million likes. To us personal users, we are not targeting that kind of likes, right? We may targeting maybe 50 likes, 100 likes or 200 likes based on the activities we are on or friends we have on social media. So content is something that attracts the attention of your friends on social media. One key thing is it has to be eye-catching. We used to scroll, it seems so easy to just scroll away the content on your wall. So in order to capture your friend's attention and give you that precious like, you need to catch their attention. The beautiful and nicely taken photo is definitely one way to capture attention. The second way is give surprises. Do you notice if your friends suddenly get married or suddenly having a new kid on their hands, they usually have overshooting easily hundreds of likes on that for particular photos. So when you manage to catch your friends out of surprise, you gain their attention, and that's how you gain their likes as well. And the third way of creating a good content is be controversial. For example, if you remember back then, there's a lady trying to open the door of MRT and trying to push in. And that controversial content in Singapore gains a lot of likes and a lot of discussions going around. And of course, some comments towards our dearest politicians. This is also something that catches attention of the readers and they tend to have more interaction and give the precious light. So I would say this content is so important to catch the attention of your friends on social media so that they give you the precious light. And then we're moving on. And do you know that the timing to post your photos or your content on Facebook or Instagram plays a very important part? From my personal experience, if early morning, suddenly I want to have a nice breakfast, I take my breakfast with myself, a selfie, and usually I don't get much like. The reason perhaps is people are busy commuting, busy working, and then don't have time to look at Facebook. And however, if I post a similar photo at 10 p.m. night, and I notice that the likes I gain from that at that particular time are much more than I posted on morning. It basically plays, it depends a lot on the data. So according to a buffer.com study, the best time to post to Facebook is between 1 to 3 p.m. during the week. So this is a research done by buffer.com. So that is the best time to post. However, in my opinion, it depends on your friends as well, like when they are most active on Facebook. So remember, when you want to post something, you want to gain more attention, post at a time where your friends are active on social media. And it comes to third point. Imagine you post a photo today. You gain maybe 50 likes and some comments, right? And using as per Facebook algorithm, sooner the other new content pop-ups on your wall, the old content will be slowly faded off. And how do you keep this content still sticking on your friend's wall and attract their attention? The answer is engagement. How to create engagement is that the comments. So for example, tonight you have posted and you have some interaction with your friends under the photos. Keep some of them, don't reply them so early. Keep them for tomorrow. The reason is when you reply them, and this particular photo will pop up on your other friend's wall. And that will attract more people attention and they will tend to give more likes to you. So engagement will help to push the viewership of your particular post. So all these 3 points, maybe you can try it out yourself, creating a good content, engage your friends on social media, and also post at the right timing. However, all in all, when we enjoy social media, we also need to have our physical social interaction. And these 3 points exactly can be applied as well. You need to have good personality as a good content. You need to have a good time to engage your friends and your family, to be a social person. And the last point is, don't isolate yourself or just indulge yourself on the virtual world. People physically, like joining Toastmasters, not only to speak, but to improve public speaking, it is also a wonderful platform for you to engage and for you to get know new friends and expand your social cycle. So all in all, these 3 points applicable to everything. So I hope you learned something from me. Back to you, Toastmasters.
Okay, thank you, Gerald, for the speech. Okay, let us go to the next speaker. That is Alicia. Alicia will be doing the project speech for the entertainer speaker and a dramatic talk. It's a repeat project that she's doing again. And the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. The project objective is to deliver an entertaining, dramatic talk about an experience or incident. Use vivid imagination, characters, and dialogue. Deliver the talk in an entertaining manner. Alicia is a happy-going, lucky person who enjoys life. She aims to live the moment, create memory, and enjoy. Over to you, Alicia.
Ding, ding, ding. The clock chimes 12 o'clock, and I've just reached home after a long day of work. And it's time to pack my luggage for my 6 a.m. flight to Mumbai, India. I've selected some nice clothes, put in my e-tickets, and the last item was my passport. I looked high and I looked low. In my wardrobe, drawers, but I just couldn't find it. A fabulous Friday evening, club president, members and guests. Have you ever lost anything that's important to you? Then let me welcome you to Alicia's world and invite everyone to join me on a journey of my lost and found tales. Now, back to the missing passport. I knocked on my parents' door. Ah, me! Have you seen my passport? I can't find it. Dad wakes up and says, what? You lost your passport? And Mom says, how can you do such a thing? Now cannot fly to India. Now, I couldn't find my passport. I would have to go to the airport and bid farewell to my friends. On the other hand, I could still make it since I have a few more hours before my flight in the morning. My mind raced and traced my schedule a few days ago. And then I realized I could have lost it during my trip to JB 2 days ago. So what I did was I picked up the phone and called Singapore Causeway at the checkpoint. Officer, this is Alicia Chia, a citizen of Singapore. I'm calling in to check whether you found my miss, let me check. Yes, we found your passport. Can you come down and pick it up? Well, apparently the passport had dropped out of my shopping bag at the baggage check-in at the Singapore Customs. Now Dad overhears me releasing the good news. And he says, girl, don't waste time already. Don't pack nicely, just zip up your luggage and then go to the checkpoint. So I did quickly called for the Grab driver and negotiated for a driver to send me to Woodlands Causeway checkpoint. He picked up my passport and then sent me directly to the airport. I ran like Speedy Gonzales to the Causeway office. The customs officer escorted me to a special room. You had to go through a gantry. And when I arrived at the place, it looked like a police post. And I noticed a group of ladies sitting behind me. And I was wondering, what crimes did they commit? But anyway, the officer ushers me to make a report. But then I told the officer, sir, I need to rush for my flight this morning. Don't you mind help me to quickly write the report? The officer obliges, and I thank him and rush back to my Grab driver who was waiting for me at the car park. When I reached the airport, it was early at 4 a.m., just an hour before meeting my travel mates. All's well that ends well. I flew to Mumbai and attended the 2-day mega wedding of the century. Now, that was losing my passport. The second most important item that I lost was last year. I lost my identity card. We call it IC in Singapore. This is the most important document for a citizen. One fine day, I just couldn't find my IC. I searched everywhere and I couldn't find it. So without your IC, I had to visit officers using my workfare transport concession card. Now, this made me feel like a nomad without any national identity. And this went on for very long, 3 months. And finally, I decided to go and make the police report, as well as go to immigration center to make a new IC. And before embarking on this trip, I told myself, let's do a final swipe of my room to see whether I can find my IC. And there, I saw something pink out of the dustbin. Oh, I discovered it was my lost IC. So lost things never like to be found until they've been forgotten. Then the third most important thing that I lost was my company pass. I lost it this year, and I lost it not once, but twice and 3 times. The first occasion I lost it, I didn't know where I lost it. And for the first day, I felt like an alien in the office. I couldn't access staff facilities. I couldn't go to the toilet, the ladies, and I couldn't photostat anything. So this goes on for 2 days. And finally, in the third day morning, I received a call from my administrator. Please call this lady. She has picked up your card. Whoa. And I managed to call her, met up with her, and collected my card. And so we took a group selfie together to commemorate that moment. Talking about this card, I mentioned I lost it 3 times, right? So the third time I lost it yesterday. And I lost it while I was making payment. I didn't know. And so I told the officer at the MRT counter that picked up my card, "Sir, this is the third time I lost my card." And he said, "You are indeed very lucky. Someone picked up your card in the afternoon and returned it to us." We have come to the end of Alicia's world of lost and found tales. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important to take measures and precautions to safeguard our possessions. Serious repercussions when you lose your most important things, like losing your identity, monetary and time loss to replace these items, not to mention emotional roller coaster. Nevertheless, remember to be happy when you find your lost items. I'd like to end off with a quote from Rachel E. Goodrich from Making Wishes. "Happiness is a simple game of lost and found. Lose the things you take for granted, and you will feel great happiness once they are found." Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Okay, so sorry, I just thank you, Alicia, for the dramatic talk tonight. It was really dramatic. Okay, let us go to the next event. Angela last week. She is doing a speech for a Better Speaker Series 3, Controlling Your Fear. And she is the president of Weather Heights Advanced Toastmaster Club and a member of 2 other physical Toastmaster Club, Company Chongkat Toastmaster Club. Okay, over to you, Angela.
Angela, any timing sequence you're looking at?
How long can you give me? 10 minutes or 7 or 10 or 20?
10, 30, 15.
Sorry?
10 minutes, 30 minutes, and 15 minutes.
10, 13, and 15, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so that means 10 minutes is green, 13 will be amber, and 15 is the blue.
Yes.
Okay, let me set the timing. how come the timing is not? Okay, never mind. We'll go for that then. I'll start. Once Angela is ready, we'll start.
Okay, I'm ready. My talk today is about concluding your speech. When you conclude your speech, it has to be a surprise, but it's going to be a surprise to other people. It shouldn't be a surprise to you because you should have planned it all along. You have to decide right from the start where your speech is going to end, and ideally have a prop that tells the story. For example, here's a prop I have about the year ending with a Christmas party. You must achieve a sense of closure at the end of your speech, so something dramatic if possible. Another thing you can do is you can echo the start when you get to the end. You should make an impact. Let me give you some examples. One of my favorite speeches, which I saw on the internet, was a recording of the winning speech that went all the way through to America, having won at club level, then area level, then district level, and then worldwide. This speaker was giving a speech about losing weight. And a classic way to tell a speech is to start with a problem or a disaster and gradually work towards the success. He started showing us how plump he was, like a Michelin man wearing a huge jacket from a ski trip. You can imagine one of those big jackets. He was a big chap. And as he went through the speech, the first drama was when he took off the jacket and showed he was slightly slimmer because he'd lost weight. You can imagine what's coming, but it's going to be a surprise. He then takes off a second jacket and shows how he followed his plan and lost more weight. And through the speech, he takes off one garment after another, and then another, until finally he is standing there and he is thin. Success. I had seen many, many speeches about slimming, and I'd seen on Weight Watchers before and after pictures, but I'd never seen done what he did, which is when you start looking as if you're fat and you gradually get thinner and thinner and thinner. That's excellent. It illustrates several points. It illustrates that you have a message, that people know in theory where you're going, because a speech is like a journey on a bus. Most people don't want a mystery tour. They want to know where they're going. So your title should tell you and everybody else where you're going, and your speech should be working gradually towards the end. A lot of people make a mistake and they come to the end of their speech and they're surprised and they don't know what to do, and they haven't time to give their ending. They've got 3 stories and they haven't told the last one, or they're halfway through and they haven't reached the punchline, and they suddenly say, oh, that's it, thank you, goodbye. And they go off, leaving you thinking, well, what was the end? What did happen? What happened to all those people? There is a way around this. I learnt the hard way because I was speaking on radio. And when you go on radio, what I did was I was on local radio and I was on a morning slot before the 10 o'clock news. When they get to the 10 o'clock news, they won't give you time to wrap up. They suddenly come on and they say, and now over to the 10 o'clock news. The 10 o'clock news has to be on at 10 o'clock. They're not going to stop it for you. So you've got to have your ending plan. Now, there are two things you've got to do. One is, I was talking about travel. So I was promoting a particular destination, and I had to make sure that the destination was mentioned early on. So supposing you were going to say, supposing I'm promoting my club. My club's meeting is on December the 4th, Wednesday, December the 4th. I'd mention it early on in the speech, and then I would mention it later on in the speech. If at the end, the timer goes and I don't have time to say it at the end, it doesn't matter because you've already heard it. And I've primed you also perhaps to get your pencil out because I'm going to repeat it at the end. If you're interviewed by somebody, you can get around this. It's much easier to do it with two people and to ask the experienced interviewer on a radio station if he can make the announcement of the place that we are promoting at the end. Then you don't have to worry. He knows the time, he's had the experience. But the important thing is to make sure that your end point, your call to action, is delivered to the audience. So what I tell people who I coach is get your message delivered at several points through the speech. You can say it once, you can say it twice, you can say it 3 times. Another thing you can do is you can get the audience to repeat it. So let me ask you, what date is my club meeting? Meeting on Wednesday, December the 4th? Can I hear you all say Wednesday, December the 4th? Wednesday, December the 4th. Which day? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Which day of the week? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday the 4th of December. Next week. Please all come along. Job done. I've got my message across. Now, I've seen other people do this and they get to the end and the last thing they say is, what date are we meeting? December the 4th. So they've got the message across. Now, another way to look at it is that your ending has to be 5 to 10% of the entire speech time. Supposing you have a 10-minute speech, then your conclusion has to be 1 minute at the end. If you were speaking for an hour, you can then work back, you've got a longer conclusion. You can even use your own fingers and count off the number of minutes. And then when you get to the last minute, you know that you've got to give your conclusion. Now in Toastmasters, we are helped, we're shown lights so that we know when we've got to start wrapping up. Now, you must have an impact. What can you do for an impact? Ideally, you have something that makes an impact. For example, I have a hat which will make an impact because I will open it. Oh, there we are. A hat which makes an impact. My hat, this hat is a Halloween hat. I could turn it inside out and make it a different sort of hat. Same effect, have an impact. I could even hide behind it. I could hide someone else behind it and reveal them at the end. Or, if I'd been smart about this, I would have put December the 4th inside the hat and showed it to you at the end. Another technique is to end with a quotation. The quotation I have is by Henry Longfellow. Great is the art of beginning, but greater is the art of ending. It's nice to have something which will amuse your listeners. So I think my hat amuses them. You can tell a story or an anecdote. I've told you one story about the man who was getting thinner and thinner and thinner. I've told you another story about how I was on the radio and I was suddenly interrupted by the 10 o'clock news and didn't get the conclusion. And I've also told you about how to sell your destination. The other thing you might do is have a call to action. The person doing this the speech on losing weight could have various calls to actions. He could say, how many of you promise that you are going to eat at least one healthy meal every week? Please put your hand up. People are very obedient. If you ask them to do things, they will do it. You can ask them to say yes. You can ask them all to stand up. You can ask them to put their hands on their hearts and promise. I could say to you, remember, the 4th of December is the date you come to my meeting. I could give a call to action. I could tell them how to get there. Or I could ask a rhetorical question. Can we afford to do this? Can we afford not to? Can you afford to come to my meeting? If you're in Toastmasters, it's free. Can you afford to miss it? No, it's a Christmas party. You must come along. There will be lovely food. Faith is cooking something special, and I am buying special things. I hope you will do. I'd so bring them along. It will only cost you $2. At the end, refer back to the beginning of your speech. So you see, it's all about planning and making the little steps towards your destination. They say that a journey begins with a single step, but you really need to know where you're going. The other thing is to memorize your conclusion. I have poor memory. I have trouble memorizing the conclusion. I ended up writing myself a book called Quick Quotations because I couldn't remember long ones. So here I have my quotation written out, and I can read it off to you at the end of my speech. The other alternative, which I suggested earlier, is to get somebody else to read it out or to get everybody in the room to repeat it. The other warning that Toastmasters gives you is not to change your speech and add new points. The most famous example of this was one of the most famous speeches, I Have a Dream, by Martin Luther King Jr. One of the things he did was what I've just suggested, which was to have the title of his speech and to repeat the message all the way through. He said, I have a dream, no less than 8 times. Go and look at the speech. Count out the numbers of times he said, I have a dream. That's why everybody remembers it. Not only that, it wasn't the speech he was going to give. He was going to give another speech. But he ended up going back to the speech he knew because the new speech wasn't something he could remember as easily. And this seems to contradict the point I made. The point I was making is don't come up with something new. Don't add new points at the end or you're likely to go over time and lose track. So I will come to the end of my speech with a few little dramas to keep you amused. For example, here is Halloween, but I always believe that you start with something sad, like going over time, and you end up with something positive, like ending with your conclusion, with something dramatic that people will remember. People always remember my speeches. And here is another example I have. And here is my Christmas hat. So please come to my Christmas party and you will be hearing speeches like this telling you how to improve your speeches. And remember what Longfellow said, great is the art of beginning, but greater still is the art of ending.
Thank you, everyone. Your timing sequence is not presented. Okay, for this meeting, since we are having good evaluation, there will be no voting to the speaker and to the evaluation because it is going to be a very harsh evaluation, especially the project objective. So now it's 11 p.m. We'll come back at 11:15 to start the evaluation. Thank you. Let me pause the recording again.
Ooh.
Welcome back. Do you enjoy the longest break, 15 minutes? Not the 5 minutes that used to be?
Yeah.
Okay. The third part will be on evaluation. Okay. Something new to everyone. What is dispute evaluation? I will start the evaluation by talking about the speaker, whether did the speaker follow the project objective or not. Error will evaluate based on the delivery of the speech. So it may be it's either error or myself will be harsh. So don't worry, tomorrow is Saturday. You can throw our event. Okay, let us go to the first speaker, Hendrik. He's doing a project for the speaker by management. Okay, based on the objective, he's supposed to understand the concept of motivation, describe strategy to align the audience goal with your objective, deliver a motivation speech, and influence your audience to a specific item. Okay. Based on the project objective, Hendrik did fulfill at least 2 out of 3 objectives. Why 2 out of 3? Because he understands the concept of motivation. He explained that. He described the strategy. Actually, the strategy has 4 parts: action, interest, decision, and action. He missed out the decision on his motivation. What decision everyone have to make so that people can able to be motivated to take action. And he delivered a well motivation sheet and influence the audience in a very simple, in a specified action. Over to you, Aaron.
Okay, I'm honored. So for Hendrix, first of all, I'll be evaluating in terms of delivery, focusing on how he does his speech. If I position myself like Hendrik, the first thing that actually captures my interest when I want to listen to Hendrik's speech is that he is a very authentic speaker. The tone itself actually tells a lot about a person, and the delivery-wise is actually packed with lots of knowledge. He started with the opening and the main point with quite a lot of stories. I wouldn't say a lot, but a couple of stories that actually captures our interest. And slowly and steadily, the tone, the pauses, you can see that Hendry is actually developing his own. So for that, I think actually keeping precious and holding my thought. As I discover and focus on Hendrik's speech itself, there are 2 things I would like to challenge on Hendrik. The first thing, it's not really like you because of the car is shaking. It's because of the first thing is because he's sitting on the table, and his hands, you can see, although it's not really clear with my hands, his hands is actually put most of the time on his chin. So this is more like a self-assuring posture. And when you talk with friends and you're just like, I'm thinking about it. So that will be one thing that may be slightly distracting, and that can be actually becoming a better, like you can actually change it to a different pose, like open arms, just like what Gerard actually did. I mean, one of our other member, Jaren, Jaren actually did his open palms actually fit in the screen. So one thing I would like to challenge Hendrik is sit back a bit away from the table and then let your hand gestures fly, because that actually affect your delivery skills and impressions. The second thing I would like to challenge Hendrik more on, like now Hendrik is doing the pose. this pose right here. So you can actually put that down. One thing that actually would put the audience in observation is that when you do your gesture, they will question, why are you doing this? They will wonder. And there has to be an explanation or a reason behind every gesture. So that will be one thing that will be in the audience one. Now, the second thing I would like to challenge Hendrik itself is that his opening and content is really, really good. Now, in the conclusion part, I would like to hear Hendrik's putting his passion. When you are trying to motivate people, you need to put your vocal variety with a lot of passion, like, I can do this, instead of I can do this. You can see a difference. One with strength and one doesn't have. I would like to see Hendrik putting a lot of more emotions into it, a more dramatic effect. Maybe it's overlooked this time. I believe that Hendrik can do a better job in the next few speeches because that's actually a very good practice. Now, alongside, I noticed that Hendrik actually his eye contact is actually looking down. So I believe that his script is somewhere on the table. I was guessing. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So the script itself, if I were you, I would put the script in front of, the camera side, just slightly below the camera, so that I would not be spotted that I'm looking at my script. Otherwise, I would be wondering, are you not feeling confident? Are you feeling a bit lost in your thoughts? Now, that would be for the delivery. And finally, the last point to improve for Hendrik is that I would like to see the golden nugget, the golden message, the one-liner that will sum up every single thing that you said for the past 5 to 7 minutes. That will be a value part. In any delivery, we want to look at the value itself as well. So that will be my evaluation for Hendrik. Great job. Give a round of applause for Hendrik again.
Okay. Thank you, Aaron. Now back to me again. Okay. Do you ready? The second speaker, Shanshan? Or the, okay, give me a second. Creative, effective visual aids. Well, Shanshan have fulfilled the project requirement by practicing and selecting and using a variety of visual ready a speech. So I agree that she have fulfilled the project objective. Over to you, Aaron, for the speech delivery for sure.
Thank you very much, sir. For Shanshan, I really liked about how Shanshan actually did the one improvement that I've been trying to motivate her to do so. In Shanshan's speech, this time I feel that she's much more confident. Something that I really liked about it. In the past, when I saw Shanshan the first time, she'll be like stuttering or maybe like thinking pause at thought. But this time I see Shanshan actually has a very stable pace. For that delivery part on pacing, give a round of applause for Shanshan. Wave. And then I love about the part whereby Shanshan used the PPT. Now, let me ask everyone a question. What is the purpose of a PPT, PowerPoint presentation? A PowerPoint presentation slide, you may have your answer in your mind, but I will have my own explanation. A PowerPoint presentation is like a tool. You need to use the tool to the fullest, and you have to focus the spotlight back on yourself. So what I noticed at Shanshan's PPT is that you can notice what she's saying is around 80% exactly what the PPT is. So if I have to challenge Shanshan, is that I can simply download her PowerPoint slide, take it home, and I do not need the speaker. So the purpose of a PowerPoint actually overshadows the speaker itself. The one thing that I would like to challenge Shanshan is that if you're putting a PowerPoint slide, one good thing to try next time is put a picture, only a few words, like maybe like 5 words only, and then you elaborate with your own example. That way, it stimulates our mindset, our brain process, and try to follow up with what you're saying. That way, you can stimulate more interest. And the second thing about Shanshan in terms of her speech itself, about planking itself, you notice that she's playing a video, right? Doing the planking, the right posture and stuff. Now, in Zoom itself, there is a button whereby you do not need to use your mouse. You can actually use something called the annotation, whereby you can simply draw. Let me demonstrate by how to do so. Now what you're seeing right now is a screen, right? If you can see the screen, please shake your head. Now, if you are like PPT itself, you can actually draw on it. Like you can draw something here. You can see this. I'm drawing something here. Now, one thing that I would like Shanshan to try next time, if you're using PPT and want to focus on a couple of parts, is that you would like to illustrate more with highlights, like putting arrows directly at that point that you're going to talk about pranking. This will actually help you more in terms of highlighting the point that you want to talk about. So that will be one way that you focus on the delivery. Now, one more final thing about Shanshan in terms of her overall structure of her speech. This speech is not focusing on the golden nugget or the last sentence, but rather is the entire process of keeping us entertained. And I noticed that Shanshan focused more on quite a lot of theories or the wordings. I would like her to give us a real life example or things that can be illustrated at one glance. Like you can just tell a direct story that links to our heart. Like pranking. So many people might not be doing pranking. So how are you going to let people understand what pranking is about? You can also do a direct demonstration about that. I don't mean that you have to do actual prank, but you can use remove that PPT, put a picture, like a piece of paper, and then draw as exactly it, and then show how pranking works with a piece of paper. That can be explored later on, but I was saying that you can actually use this tool to help you enhance the delivery skill. Vocal variety wise, I think vocal variety, one slight challenge for you is that you have been using quite a lot of monotone, so you can actually add a bit of projection or like highs and lows. That will actually keep us on the flow with the momentum. A speech with its more momentum actually can bring the audience alongside with it. Go too fast, people get lost. Go too slow, people get bored. So that will be my summary for Shanshan's speech, but great job. Good round of applause for Shanshan.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. Over to me. Okay. Gerald is speaking to inform, the speech to inform. The project objective is new and present new and useful information for presentation. Organize the presentation for easy understanding and retention. Present the information in a way to motivate the audience. Okay, my evaluation is Gerald did not fulfill the project objective. Reason number one is he should have used a PowerPoint slide to present it. Since speaking on inform, you need to use information or slide to present your information. I will pass the next part of the evaluation to Aaron on the speech delivery. Aaron?
About all the speech itself, I really love about Jaren's speech. It's very animated, it's very energetic, it's fun. One thing obviously for challenge is that is actually doing the same problem as I am doing right now. You can see that you can barely see me, right? It's very dark. So you can, the lightings in your place, you can actually put a light, although I'm not really definitely in a good place to do the spotlight. You can actually put maybe like a torchlight, something far away so that I can see your face properly. You can see that I can see your reflection of your glasses. I can see the computer screen as well. So that will be your only one disadvantage of the whole presentation. But everything else is perfectly grasped. The pacing, I can follow it through. The gestures, you use it really well because even facing on the online itself, you can actually see that the gestures, the fingers, if I put it very closely, it actually captures the most part of the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, like etc. So people can follow it. And you talk about lights with every gestures with a meaning. Sorry, I'm going through a dark passage, but it's okay. I'm saying about that you actually do the gestures to the fullest ability, whereby other speakers can learn from you on the gestures part. Because every gesture is behind it, you put a meaning that attributes to it. So Hendrik and Shanshan can try next time. You can learn from Jared. Now, if I want to be picky a bit about Jaren's speech is that why not do a stand up? What do you mean by stand up? You are actually positioning yourself very well just now. Why not do a full body instead of just a half body? I think that would be a very good thing whereby your upper body, the gestures are very dynamic and dramatic. Now, why not I can see the whole stage of yours? You can take the stage as your whole bedroom, and then put your camera like that, and you can see at least half of it, or you can stand up as well. That way we can follow your pace, just assuming that you are in a real life stage contest. That will actually give you more confidence, because what I feel lacking in your speech itself, the other only point I'm going to pick on is the confidence. I can see it's very energetic, very lively, but I can hear from your tone itself, your inner heart, there is some doubts. There is only a slight doubt about whether you're continuing your speech in the pace that you want. So you question a bit of yourself. I noticed a bit of slowdown at unnecessary places. So that's why my deduction was either you were actually thinking about it, or you have like, maybe I'm not speaking that part. It doesn't follow my heart too well. But I love the entire structure. It's one of the very good speech. I wouldn't say best, but it's definitely one of the good speech I hear from online clubs itself. So give yourself a like for that. I've been online for at least 3 years, and your speech kind of impressed me that you have utilized every single skill, the key skills component of a teleconference meeting. So give a thumbs up for you. So back to you.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, let me evaluate if Alicia have fulfilled the project objective of a dramatic talk for an entertaining speaker. Developing an entertaining dramatic talk about an experience or incident. Include vivid emotional characters and dialogue. Deliver a talk in an entertaining manner. I would say yes to all, because she has fulfilled, and this is the second time doing her project, and she's better understanding how online delivery speakers is the same like a normal capital meeting. Over back to you, Aaron, for the second part of evaluation.
Thank you. I really love about Alicia. Alicia's speech, I can see her growth in every time that she do the speech. Alicia's great strength in this speech itself is her voice. That is passion in her voice, and she's making us feel that yes, I'm like there for her, looking at the entire scenery. So for the first 2 minutes, I can see Alicia very well in terms of screen, but after which the 5 minutes is actually in the dark. So maybe because of connection or in a bad reception. But for the first 2 minutes, is definitely I can feel the flow of it, the action-packed. Welcome to the wonderful world of Alicia. If I want to challenge Alicia on the part itself on the delivery, the choice of words will be her challenge point. What do you mean by choice of words? Like, welcome to the Alicia's world, etc. Then I will actually add one more point saying that, welcome to my world. You can see the tone. I can slowly pause it down and strengthen that part. My world filled with passion and filled with love. And then you can actually use the right words, can stimulate different interests among the crowd, especially when we're dealing with a very wide crowd. We have to think about the choice of words as one of the biggest priority, because words can kill and words can hurt. Obviously, words can inspire. So one thing for Alicia to challenge about more life, because I feel that your tone itself, I can feel the Alicia, like visualizing in front of me. If I want to be also slightly thinking of vocal variety, is that I want to see the tone or the voice that let us see.
I guess Aaron have some connection problem. Never mind.
Two different characters at the same time. Laggy. I'm laggy, man. Hello.
Yep. Can you just repeat your last sentence?
Oh, my last sentence. My last sentence was that uh, there has to be a voice dividends on different characteristics that different character that you're going to act out for. Because from the tone itself, I can see that the tone for two characters are the same. So I would like you to act out like what voice, what tone is Alicia, and what tone would be the person who found your bag. That way, you can actually let us feel or get more involved in your whole speech itself. So that will be the challenge point for Alicia. The second point, use the voice to divide different characters in your speech. If you're putting tones of the same type, same wavelength, people would not differentiate it. It's just giving a general 99% of what you would really do. Like, really, I lost my bag. Have you found that? Sorry, sir. Don't find. We cannot find your bag. You can see the tone is one is deeper, one is much more panicking type. So from the voice itself, it helps us to feel more involved in the story itself. So that will be the two challenge for Alicia. But overall, great job. I see great improvement in you.
Thank you, Aaron. And over back to me. Evaluate Angela's speech, controlling your fear. The purpose of the project is to identify the fear that trigger their anxiety and offer technique for managing this. I would say that Angela did not fulfill as we heard a different story. Never mind. We leave it to Aaron to deliver his evaluation on the speech delivery. Over back to you, Aaron.
Thank you very much. What I liked about Angela's speech today is that you can see Angela is doing something that I wasn't expecting this time. In the past, I see Angela as a very lively, a very helpful person. And today, it's still helpful, it's still very lively, but this time it's more like I'm talking in front of a screen. I am like having a video broadcast like, welcome to my talk show. I'm going to share with you some tips and advice on how to become a better speaker, for example. This is more like I feel the warmth from Angela in terms of the whole around 15-minute speech. Her speech actually broke it down into quite a lot of different tips and advice, which is very helpful along the way. This is the value bit that I think the delivery part Angela did a very good job on. I love the part whereby her tone we can feel the encouragement in her, like the kind of feeling whereby I have been through your stage, but this time I'm going to help you grow better and better than before. So Angela, you did a great job in encouraging us to follow whatever you're going to say, and also the tips and advice that is like a golden nugget for us. So give a round of applause for Angela for that. I have to do a wave, although it's very dark here. Now, Angela part, I think is the challenge for Angela is that in Better Speaker series, it's a very long speech. So you have to think about different components that captures our attention for 15 minutes. And that is also one of the biggest challenge among all the speakers. You're challenging something that's much more advanced in technique. So what I would definitely suggest to Angela is that during the speech itself, you have done one thing that I would encourage you to keep on doing. At the last bit of your speech itself, remember that you hold up your PowerPoint, the paper type of your PowerPoint. Remember that you hold up the piece of paper there. That part is whereby I think is good practice that you can do along with your speech. Golden nugget or a quote. You can actually show it up in front of the screen because remember, you are going to use the tools to keep us interested. And one more thing for Angela to try next time is that in a long speech, you would like to consider adding humor. What do I mean by humor? Like interactive jokes. If you do not think about interactive jokes, it's still fine. Because remember, it's a 15 minutes practice. You can do something for us to feel that I'm involved with you. You can say something like, fellow Toastmasters, let us do a practice. list out all the factors that you feel that is obstructing your prepared speech. Let it down. I give everyone around 30 seconds. This actually helps you to buy more time and let people actually, okay, I need to think. I need to feel back with the wisdom itself. The one thing I would like Angela to do next time is that we're doing better speakers series. Get the audience involved by having some interactive practice, because that will keep us in terms of momentum. That will keep us much more aligned to, oh, I get something out of 15 minutes. Otherwise, after 15 minutes, the only few things that we can remember from is just the code that you have listed out, or a very warm and friendly Angela that has been encouraging us to challenge ourselves. Other than that, we may not remember what she has said for the 15 minutes or so. And that's because of the ending. If I would like to challenge one more thing on Angela is that if I were you, the last 3 sentences, I would say that to sum up all my presentation for Better Speaker series, I will list up 3 points. You just need to remember 3 little points. Everyone follow me, and after which, the first point is this, the second point is that, and third point is that. And then let's follow with me. The first point, the second point, the third point. That will actually give the recurrence effect. I think that part can be put at the end if you are trying next time. But overall, great job. I love the overall structure and the value of your speech. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. Toastmaster error. Okay, give me a second. Let me fix something. Okay. Now we have completed the harsh and good evaluation of the segment. Before I do my closing speech, let me go through the table and ask for feedback on the good evaluation as well as how you feel about the meeting today. Okay, the first one to go is Angela.
I was absolutely delighted with all the evaluations. I thought they were excellent, and they taught us really new things to do. I now have a plan how to involve the audience in and to make them remember everything that they've learned. And just as I was listening, I thought of something that I would give them a quiz at the end of what the 3 points were, and get them to call out the points, which is what I've heard done before. So thank you for that inspiration.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Now over to Jennifer. Since this is your first meeting, give us your feedback.
Well, on the whole session, hear me?
Yeah.
I heard or not?
Yeah. Can you?
Okay. In my first session, I actually find the meeting very long. And it's quite tiring actually, especially after work you come back and then you attend an online meeting that is very long. For me, it's really tiring. That's why really just now I asked you, this meeting always held long? It's like coming to midnight, I don't know, because I feel that it's a bit tiring for me, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. No issue. We'll expect to you later. Over to Jerry. This is your first time online. Give us your feedback.
Personally, I feel that this online is a refreshing change from the type of old type Toastmasters chapter meeting. In the sense that everyone is online, we can see each other, and of course, I'm not so sure whether if clapping is allowed on this online chapter meeting itself. So far, I find this online meeting a bit rather very serious indeed.
Okay. Any more? How about the evaluation?
I listened to the evaluation already, and of course, Aaron, his connection appears to be a bit uncertain. It seems to be so. That's why I feel that the evaluation message broadcasted across to various speakers may not be that as precise as the offline chapter meeting.
Okay, thank you. Next, ask go to Jared. Give us your feedback.
To me, it's really a nice experience. This is my first time feeling so relaxed in a Toastmaster club, and where it's a very casual way. Overall, I like it. So other how the structure it is, how smooth the thing goes. I will have a recommendations to shorten the break time, because break time prolonged the whole meeting, and now it's almost 12, which I guess everyone is getting tired. And we can have I think we can have a two hours very precise meeting that we can end it before 11. I guess with this structure, I believe this can be done. And on the evaluation, just to respond to Aaron, why you feel a bit hesitated, you caught it well. The reason being, I don't know, I didn't know what time how much time I have left. So a bit, I'm not quite sure where to look at the light or where to look at the time. So yeah, well done on catching that point. And also the lighting, no matter how I adjust, maybe this is the best I can get. Yeah. So on the evaluation from Willie, so perhaps you can go through the objective again. I think the presentation using a slide is not a compulsory thingy. So you can reconsider evaluation, then you can also sharing your feedback offline later on. So okay. I really like this idea of online Toastmaster, which is really new to me, and I enjoy myself. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Henry, over to you. You have attended our 5 meeting already. How do you find a group evaluation as compared to one-to-one?
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Well, I can give an advice for everyone, even myself. Be more prepared. I didn't was prepared on this speech at all. I had so many times to do it, but I didn't do it. And of course, I was not happy with, but I got good evaluation from Aaron. According to general meeting, it's still improving. I learn something new every time on this meeting, and I'm really happy about it. So I hope to see next time I hear be learning something new, and thank you very much. And I wish you all in Singapore a good night.
Okay. Shasha, feedback time.
Okay, today there is I guess mostly it's just the what I call internet issues. The rest is okay. And then this time maybe we can do some panel, like some to do body language, some to do the vocal varieties and all that. Maybe you can try that.
Okay.
Then that's about it, I guess. Each have our own difficulties for connection, because some may not be in the home Wi-Fi settings, some may be just outside. So we shall see how it goes now.
Okay.
Right.
Over to Alicia.
Hi. Okay. I just want to ask everyone whether today's my connection, how was it? Could everyone hear my speech? Because I was using Wi-Fi. Then now I switched to handphone.
Actually, no. Some parts you were talking about, your facial expression was like frozen. Yep.
So I don't know whether maybe the next time when I do a speech, I should hotspot using my TPG data and hotspot. To my hotspot.
The previous time you're using hotspot was quite good, right?
No, got one time hotspot wasn't so good. That was my Singtel. Now I got TPG. Maybe I should try this on the next.
Maybe TPG unlimited data one.
Yeah, correct. Unlimited data.
Okay, maybe we can try.
Yeah, unlimited data. I agree with you. I'm right now on Singtel done broadband. I can see you clearly. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Who's this person? Joe. How you experience the meeting to? What's your feedback about this meeting? Anything that you can bring back? Or it's no longer. Okay. Aaron, back to you again. Feedback.
I think I really love about Sunshine's suggestion. When you talk about different parts, right, of evaluation, why not we can think about next time, we can have a panel of 3 judges. They can comment on things that is their focus. We do not need to assign like one focus on delivery, one focus on objective, but rather saying that all 3 of them can focus on one point that the other evaluators do not focus on. In that way, you can actually give different perspective, and also giving them also like a very nice feedback, because they can grind on the quality of that evaluation. Other than that, today's meeting, apologies because I was in a car and it was in a tunnel. It wasn't that good. Now I'm better because I'm actually beside a lamppost. So very good Wi-Fi. I wouldn't say very good Wi-Fi, but it's a joke. But point is that I love the interactions and also see the improvement among the speakers themselves, especially most noticeably is actually Shanshan and Alicia. So these 2 individuals today have done a very great breakthrough. Shanshan has overcome her nervousness in her speech. And then Alicia actually did very well in terms of trying new things. And that is the spirit of Toastmasters. So very good job for both of you. The others, Hendrik, obviously online, remove that table. That will actually improve so much more, because we have the tendency of actually protecting ourselves or thinking, and that will actually become a subconscious movement. Sometimes evaluators have to point that out so that you can realize, oh, next time I'm going to try to avoid that. And Angela, great challenge for 15-minute speeches. That is very nice, where I get to know you more as a speaker. Overall, I think I have to thank Willie for keeping the club intact. So great job for Willie. Give a round of applause for Willie for that.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for your feedback. Let me give the feedback, my feedback to those who. Tonight, I purposely go for 15 minutes of break based on past experience. It seems like 10 minutes is the best. 5 minutes is too short because of the different people digestive system. So 10 minutes is the best instead of 15 minutes. Our meeting are supposed to be 3 hours long. We try our best to reduce. Never mind. Once I hit the gavel to close the meeting, we can talk anything under the sun. I declare the meeting closed. And then
you mean under the moon, right?
Yeah. We can.
Thank you, Willie.
Yeah. The recording will be stopped.